Out of the many wristwatch brands in the world, Rolex is probably the one that people are most familiar with. Famous for selling some of the most expensive wristwatches on the planet, its watches adorn the wrist of celebrities and watch enthusiasts alike. But while the brand is built around making wristwatches, it's far from what it sells. In today's video, we look at what Rolex actually sells. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Income Shortcut, and click the notification bell to get notifications on new videos. If you ask the average person what they consider the best wristwatch in the world, 9 out of 10 times, you would probably get the answer Rolex, one of the most recognizable brands on the planet. Rolex is engraved in modern culture and is often seen as a mark of success. It has adorned the wrist of many famous people throughout history and built its reputation as one of the most exotic wristwatch brands in the world. Here's the thing though, while Rolex is known primarily for making wristwatches, it's not what the brand sells. Sure, its watches are some of the best in the timepiece industry, but as impressive as they are, Rolex watches are just an avenue to push what the brand actually sells. So, what does Rolex sell, you ask? Well, to answer that question, we have to take a few things into consideration. Let's take a look, shall we? Rich history. The truth of the matter is that Rolex has never been an average brand. In its over 100 years of history, the watchmaker has prided itself as the most expensive and sought-after brand, and for good reason. Even the origin of the brand was completely unprecedented and brought a new era to the fashion industry. In 1905, Hans Wilsdorf, the founder, made his way from a small town in Switzerland to London to start his watchmaking business. At the time, wristwatches were considered a nuisance, and the wealthy elite didn't care much for them. But Hans was determined to change that. When he finally did, he came up with a revolutionary design that changed the fashion industry forever. In addition, he made his watches classic, waterproof, and durable to survive any kind of situation, including a world war. When Hans died, his business transferred to his charity organization, and since then, the brand has only increased in fame and value. But that's only half the story. Building of the rich foundation the founder has set for the brand, Rolex has continued to churn out high-quality products that have cemented their place among the greats. Rolex is very different from most designer brands. Many brands these days take advantage of hype to produce shiny products that don't necessarily stand the test of time, but not Rolex. While they dabble in the world of hype, they also like to keep things solid and long-lasting. Each Rolex takes at least a year to make from start to finish. The brand focuses on using only the best materials on earth in their watches. For example, instead of the industry-standard 316L stainless steel, they use 904L stainless steel, a hard, corrosion-resistant, and virtually indestructible material. After satisfaction with the materials, the watches are sent to a state-of-the-art workshop in Vienne, Switzerland, where expert watchmakers have to go through years of training before they are even allowed to touch them. While most brands outsource their production to China to reduce cost, Rolex prides itself on its quality and market superiority. After the watches are inspected using electron microscopes and gas spectrometers that look into the microstructure of the metals, a selection is made for only the best of the skins. And that's when it gets interesting. An independent Swiss chronometer testing institute then tests every watch that leaves the Rolex factory. And those that pass are given the title of Superlative Chronometer. Considering the workforce and extensive work that goes into making a Rolex, it's no wonder they last a lifetime. They are designed that way. Apart from the durability and precision, Rolex watches are designed with impeccable styling that not only allows them to last long, but remain stylish while doing so. Rolex users are confident in the sense that their $1,000 wristwatches won't go out of style anytime soon. Despite their price, as far as fashion pieces that tell the time go, it's difficult to find another product that has the same level of quality and artistry. Over the years, Rolex has built a reputation for being a leader in the field of watchmaking. Love it or hate it, but one thing is for sure, Rolex will be around for a long time. And to further their idea of quality products, Rolex works with the best artists in the field to get the best results possible. Think of them as the 1% in the fashion world. The brand actively recruits high-level fashion designers with huge salaries and bonuses to come up with exotic, one-of-a-kind pieces. Another reason you have to pay so much. Swiss watchmakers have always been known for their craftsmanship, and Rolex is perhaps at the pinnacle. As we said, the entire watchmaking process, from shaping the parts to testing and finishing, takes an entire year. Every Rolex watch piece is also made in-house, including cases, bracelets, bezels, dials, movements, and even the gold. While some of the processes may be automated, Rolex prefers to assemble most parts by hand, since it claims that the trained eye is better at detecting problems than a machine. This check-recheck method means that for the most part, if a Rolex fails, it will do so before it leaves the factory. The designers are charged with creating and designing the timeless timepieces, and they don't work cheap. Switzerland wages are considered one of the highest in the world, so, of course, it's going to cost more than a robot manufacturing a generic Target wristwatch. In addition to their high-quality material and work, Rolex also intentionally manipulates the market to make their products more expensive. No, this isn't some Wolf of Wall Street mumbo-jumbo. It's actually pretty simple. Let's be honest, nobody wants to spend a bucket load of money for a designer wristwatch, only to walk out with it and see almost everybody else sporting the same watch. I mean, yeah, it's nice that everyone has great taste, but if I wanted a generic watch, I wouldn't spend a fortune. Rolex knows this. That's why the brand doesn't flood the market with dozens of their unique and genius designs. They have sales projections that they strictly stick to. It goes like this. They decide how many watches they're going to produce, and once they reach that number, they stop production. Why? Well, Rolex needs to remain rare and desirable if it's going to keep its high prices. Although they lose potential profit, that's a price they're willing to pay. To make up for this, Rolex offers even more expensive watches that are marketed as limited editions. They cost incredibly more than regular products and are only released in limited quantities. So, back to our original question, what does Rolex sell? Rolex sells a timeless power statement. That's what. If there's one brand on planet Earth that perfectly merges the concept of style, grace, luxury, and history into one, it's Rolex. While some brands come and go with time, Rolex, with its design to superior quality and rich history, is one of the most exquisite watch brands on the planet. They are timeless pieces, and their value only increases year in, year out. Many people even buy the timepiece as an investment, and the watch serves a dual purpose as a valuable asset that appreciates over time. Sure, you can come up with 100 reasons to buy such a valuable and luxurious piece, but at the heart of it all, the true reason that makes Rolex watches desirable is the undeniable status symbol that they are. Around the world, from Hollywood actors to famous athletes and political leaders, influential and distinguished personalities all wear Rolex because the brand signifies power, strength, and authority. To own a Rolex is to wear a timepiece that embodies history, tradition, power, success, and strength. What do you think about the Rolex brand? Would you own a Rolex watch? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. By the way, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button to Income Shortcut. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video.